हेलो। हेलो हेलो
आपण जॉइन करायला लागेल ना. हॅलो हॅलो नाही पण मला पण जॉइन करायला लागेल. आपण ते पण करायचं. मला तिकडे कसं दिसणार माझा डेटा असं नाही आपण दोन्ही लॅपटॉप घ्यायचे. Good morning, all the participants. I am very happy to see you in time. I would request all the participants to join the audio, check their audio and video settings once you join, and then keep yourself muted. I once again request all the participants, once you join, please keep yourself muted. Rename your DSS with the school name or your own personal name followed by the school name. Mumtaz Jahan, welcome.
Good morning, Sachin.
Good morning. Initially there were a lot of technicalities which we need to do because this is a huge conference room which we need to access, and a lot of things are there. So that's why we had given the time of 9:30 for all the participants and 9:45 for the judges, so that waiting time will not be for them.
It's 9:45. I was told 9:30.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I like to be there
Yeah, not an
before.
issue. I was very happy to see you right before time. That is your kind gesture, and even that is the characteristics. Hi, Seema ma'am.
Morning,
Hi, how are you?
Seema.
Good morning, Taz. How are you?
Good. तुसी कहाँ जा रहे हो भाई सुबह सुबह?
I was actually traveling. I'm in Delhi.
Have fun. And yes, I'm here with you today. Pleasure and honor.
Yes. Where are you?
I am sitting at work. All right.
Okay.
And said, let's get here. You travel safe, and of course, we'll be there in this together.
Neeta was going to be there. Is she not there?
No, I don't think Neeta is there.
इसमें नाम वाम कैसे देखते हैं अपन किसका?
I'll see her there.
नाम का
So,
है
can let the participant join, I think.
Yeah,
And
I think so. We'll do that. I think we'll do that. So let's sign with the camera.
वेद सॉरी कौन है?
Okay, both the judges are here, so I would request all the participants to be in time. Judges, please take a note that sharp at 9:45 we will begin with the inauguration. Once our honorable principal, Mr. Sujit Singh sir, will be here, he will give us an opening words, and then we will proceed with the competition. I'll give them the rules and regulations of the competition, and sharp at 10, the first participant is about to open.
so should we join back again after 10 minutes? Is it okay?
I'll be having no problem in that, but be here before 9:45 or maybe 9:50 at least.
Yeah, because I am on my mobile internet and I'm on the move, so I would like to save that energy of my.
Not an issue. Not an issue, ma'am. Not an issue. Be here by 9:50. We are waiting for you.
Yes. So I will join back again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
स्पेलिंग बता अपना. CHAHAK. सरनेम का स्पेलिंग. No. Let's be looking at $17,000 I think
तो बैठाऊं दोनों को? बाकी तो ये दोनों भी कर लेंगे. थोड़ा तो आता ही होगा. लैपटॉप श्रेयांश आता है ना?
ले लो. ये
शॉर्ट हुई तो आपको वापस तकलीफ देंगे. हाँ, ऑडियो सर लाउड हो है ना, आवाज जानी चाहिए.
ऑडियो लाउड है, ये लोग फुल कर दिया मैंने.
धन्यवाद. आप नहीं होते तो
अपनी म्यूट.
Hi Sachin sir.
कैमरा
I would request all the participants. This is the right time to check your mics and your videos, so that during the competition no glitch remains, especially the technical glitch. Mahapadar sir, namaste.
Namaste.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sunil sir. So Nilima ma'am, you can see there are few schools which are just in the vicinity of 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. But what COVID has taught us, to stay
But
connected.
yesterday
in
it was
this-
not there.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. Sachin.
Good morning, sir. I believe your students have joined, and very
Yes,
soon, sharp
yes,
at 9:45, we'll open the program.
sure, sure, sure.
Good morning, Sachin sir.
Good morning, Ved sir. Good morning.
Yes, we will. You're comfortable. जहाँ पे आप comfortable हो बस वहीं पे. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Just give me. You can just unmute yourselves and say whether you are present in this meeting or not. I'm just checking whether all the schools have joined. Is there anyone from US Oswald English Academy, Boise?
Yes,
If you are
sir, we
there,
are
please say
present.
yes. Okay, very good. Bihani, I have already seen. Is there anyone, Pragna Bodhini? Pragya Bodhini, have you joined? Okay. DAV Una?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Christchurch School?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Try to be in a good network because that will be very essential task. LK Singhane I have seen. Okay. Don Bosco School, Boisar.
Present here.
Okay, very good. Saint John, I have seen Sunil sir. Okay, then Bihani. Then okay, Viraj are with me. Srishti English Medium School, Anand.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Then Sanskriti World School, Nagsari.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. SM Shetty School, Mumbai. Is there anyone from SM Shetty School, Mumbai?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very
Both
good,
the
very good.
students are here.
Yeah. Mayo School, Mayo College Girl.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please unmute so that will be on mic testing also. So Central Public School, Udaipur, CPS.
Yes, sir, present.
Okay, very good. Now I feel I'm missing only Pragya Bodhini School. Pragya Bodhini, please, if you are there, please let me know. And I didn't hear from Don Bosco. Don Bosco?
Present.
Right. Ved sir is there. Okay. Anyone from Pragya Bodhini, please. We have 2 more minutes and then we will start.
पानी का जो जाना है ना यहाँ से ठीक है
श्रेया फिर तो अपने से वो कर ले
Good morning once again, everyone. This is Sachin Desai, Dean of Activities and Exchanges from Viraj International School. Would like to welcome all of you for our second RENU-AFS West Zone English Debate Competition happening consecutive second year in the year of 2024-25. I heartily welcome all the 14 participant schools, their principals, their teachers, and their students in this competition, for which last whole month, right from the organizers to the participants, everybody was excited. I welcome here our West Zone, very active member of West Zone. She is Anjum Panna. So Anjum, I would request you to please unmute and say a few words for this competition, and then I'll take the tour of the judges' credentials and their achievements, and then we will go for the rules and regulations, and then we will open the competition. Over to Anjum.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sachin sir. And I think that on the onset, I would like to congratulate Rashidam School because, it is difficult to consecutively hold competition. And this is happening for a second consecutive year and so successfully. I love the kind of turnout that we have of students from various schools. And like last year, even this year, the topic is so engaging. I as a parent, I'm always so worried that what is my daughter, looking at in the social media. Some of my students, when I see the kind of reels that they are watching or the kind of reels that they are making, I'm not unable to associate the student with the kind of content they are making because it just doesn't match. then this is the question that I asked myself. That really can it happen? Like that should social media be be looked over or supervised by the parents? Should there be a parental control? If there is a parental control, will it create the trust issues in the adolescents that we have today? So thank you so much, Sachin, for for deciding the topic, for choosing on a topic so relevant to today's times, and I'm really looking forward to listening to the students' views about what do they think about having parental control on social media. So I think, and we have got two wonderful judges here. So hello, Mumtaz ma'am, hello, Seema Sablok ma'am, and of course, how can we begin the session without the regional head of West Zone? Hi, Seema ma'am. So yes, Sachin, Seema ma'am is here. So I think now it is full quorum.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Anju, and congratulations, Sachin, for organizing this wonderful activity. And irrespective of the topic, what always attracts me and charms me is that debate is such a beautiful arena, I call it, for learning, because I think right from expressing yourself, your strong views about that particular topic, the rebuttal which happens after that, and then how you present yourself, that is so very important. And I think debate is something which allows us to agree and disagree in the best possible way. I have seen a beautiful debate happening in one of the schools recently where there was no Arnav Goswami, but every aspect of the debate was discussed so intensely, so deeply, and making other party think in a diverse way. So I feel that debates are something which give a wonderful perspective, and children understand how to express their emotions, how to control their emotions, and also realize that there can be another side, another view to whatever you are expressing. That these are some of the things which are very important aspects of debate. And I feel that today we have these two wonderful judges, my Mumtaz and Seema Sablok. I call them my family. We are very lucky, I think, that we have got these wonderful two judges with us today. I will not call them as judges also. They are the ones who are going to be motivators and appreciators for all of you all for doing something wonderful. I always feel that sometimes the word judges becomes
Galaxy
very
A33.
stern. So let us not be stern. They are going to be someone who is going to motivate you, show you direction, and make you see things from a 360-degree angle. So without much wastage of time, once again over to Anju to take ahead the things. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I think that Sachin, this is a wonderful start to this competition, and I'm sure that kids will just light it up. So all the best to all the students. Yeah.
Exactly, and thank you, Seema ma'am, for everybody. She is Seema ma'am. For me, she is my motherly touch in my life, and without her blessings, I would never start any task, especially which is related to AFS. So thank you, Seema ma'am, for being here. Now it's right time to know our judges. There are two very phenomenal personalities, and right now I would relate them because we are celebrating the what we can say divinity in the womanhood in the form of Navratris, and two very phenomenal powers are over here. The first one on the screen is Ms. Mumtaz Sayyed ma'am. She is in connection with me for since almost last 2 years, and what I could see, she is an endless source of energy. If you meet her, you will easily understand. And she is a very, very greatly desirous learner. She always keeps herself keen in the learning perspectives. She is also founder of the Sky Explorers. That is the organization which works very hard for the space developments, and she helps those space developments to reach to the students. I have already experienced one of her sessions in our school during the regional meet, and that was very phenomenal. She is a trainer. What she is not, what I would say for her, that she has conquered almost all the fields. She is a trainer. She is a good speaker. She is an excellent observer, by the way. Even if she doesn't speak, she keeps observing. So I'm very happy the moment Mumtaz ma'am told that she will be here for us to be a member of jury. On behalf of whole Viraj International School fraternity, I welcome Mumtaz Sayed ma'am. Mumtaz ma'am, welcome.
Thank you very
Now
much, Sachin. Thank you very much. And all the children, all the very best to you. As Seema ma'am rightly said, debate enables you to understand, to evaluate. So all the very best to you.
The next one on the screen will be Seema Sablok ma'am. With Seema ma'am, I had a very little interaction during the regional meet, which she had hosted in SM Shetty school. Though we did not get much time, but during that 2 days time, it was clearly seen why she is a visionary leader. In her words, I would like to say that she is a passionate educator. She always describes herself as she is accidental teacher, but she really found her purpose of her life when she started training young minds. And today, though she is retired from the profession as a principal of the school, but you can see that though she is traveling, she has not actually taken any retirement from her goal, from her determination. So hats off to Seema ma'am and welcome on the dais of Viraj International School.
Thank you so much for inviting me and making a part of this event. I'm looking forward to the younger generation's thoughts today and understanding that how we are moving ahead in the coming change scenario of the world. So thank you so much, and I wish all the best to all the students.
Yeah. Thank you, Seema ma'am. Thank you, Anju ma'am. Now it's right time to know a bit about the competition and the rules. So here I request my partner to share the screen so that the rules and the competition is known to you. Now, children, you need to understand why did we open this competition. Already last 6 years or 7 years rather, we are launching the National Hindi Debate Competition in the name of our founder, Mrs. RENU-AFS ma'am. So it is right time to know why we would love to start even English competition under her name. So Mrs. RENU-AFS, she is the chairperson of Viraj International School, Tarapur, which got incepted in 2013. To write about her is just as I told that again she is a woman and we are already celebrating the divinity in the womanhood in the form of Navaratris. But as I expressed about Mumtaz ma'am, she is an endless source of energy. Same is with Renu ma'am. Though she was working as an entrepreneur in the steel industry and she was living her life very happily, but still she felt always incomplete because she always thought of giving something back to the society, and she incepted a dream school in the name of Viraj Ram Centennial School in 2013, which very recently got transformed into Viraj International School. She has been awarded as the highest exports from seeds in 2009, and she is also awarded as the Business Woman of the Year in 2010. Even in 2016, she has been awarded as the edupreneur, the emerging edupreneur, or rather one of the most skilled edupreneurs in the Mumbai group. So tomorrow she is celebrating her birthday on 10th October, which is also World Mental Health Day. Again, Navratri is happening. A lot of things are happening on this day itself. Tomorrow we will do English Hindi debate competition on national level. And today, one day advance, we all have come together to do a task which she likes well. She always likes to listen the young minds. She always likes to understand the young minds, their thoughts. And this is how we are going to celebrate her birthday, by expressing and listening the young thoughts on a very burning topic right now, which is creating a lot of obstacles or maybe even giving some boost to the young minds. That is, the social media and government OTT platforms should be regulated by government. So children, are you ready? Judges, the scoring sheets are already shared with you. Let me apprise you of the rules. Wait for your turn. Once the first participant will start to talk, the meeting will totally be controlled by the host. So you have to wait for the host to unmute you. Then you can check your audibility, whether you can ask the question to us, whether you are audible or not. Wait for the confirmation and then start. The moment you start, your time will be started to be counted. At 3 minutes, you have to end your speech. but you can extend somewhere by 3 minutes and 15 seconds. The warning bell will ring at 2 minutes and 50 seconds, so that next 10 seconds you can conclude your speech, or maybe you can take 3.5 or 3.15. Mark this third instruction very clear. Network errors, as this is online competition, network is in not our control. That's why it has been suggested to be in the good network. Network errors will not be considered for any restart of the elocution. So you have to be, that's why the sequencing and all other things are done day before, so that you know your sequence. Judges will provide their feedback in the end. Please listen them very carefully so that you can improve for the next step or next upcoming competitions. And the link for the participation certificate will be shared in the end of the meeting. So you have to wait for that. Judges will score you on the basis of content, language, flow, and confidence. Your content is for 15 marks, your language for 10 marks, your flow of the speech is for 10 marks, and your confidence is for 5 marks. So overall 40 marks, and 2 judges will score you independently. 3 best speakers across, against, and for the topic will be 3 best speakers will be given the best speaker award, and 3 best
Where do I plug this?
3 best speakers will be selected across the for and against contestants, and 3 best schools will be selected with the joint scores by both the judges for both the competitors. All the best to all the competitors. I believe everybody is ready, and it's right time for the first speaker to be in the
Mr.
line.
Sachin.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Sachin, your
Yes,
voice
sir.
has become very less now.
Am I audible, sir?
You are audible, but it has become very less.
It might be, I think, because I believe the announcements and all things are clearly audible. It might be just a network error. Can other participants confirm whether I am audible or not?
Yes, Sachin, you're loud and clear. So I think it could be from the other end.
Okay, not an issue. But sir, we will make it sure that all the announcements are made very clear, and until and unless the participant comes on the screen, we will not start the competition. Nobody.
I'm sure our voice is clear and loud.
Yes, sir. You are very clear and you are very loud. No need to worry about it. Absolutely, it's very clear.
Okay.
Yes. Participants are requested to start their video once. If you want to save your bandwidth, that is fine, but your speech will be a video speech. It will be not considered if you are not switching on your video. So video and audio both needs to be started at the right time. So here I go for the first participant. Now we are taking the host controls. We are muting everybody. Now the first participant to come and open the debate is none other than from our own soil of Boisar, from US Oswald English Academy, Miss Panda, Suyangshata Panda.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are clearly audible.
Sir, actually my name was Sunya Shakta.
It is Sunya Shakta.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for making me to pronounce it correct. And I beg your pardon, I took your name in the wrong order.
Good morning, sir, first of all. Should I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay, sir. Can you imagine a world where your personal data is sold to the highest bidder without even your consent? Well, this is what is indirectly happening these days. Do you know that 90% of Indians aren't even aware of the fact that their data is actually being shared online? Well, this is because social media and OTT platforms prioritize profit over your personal well-being these days. So, are we going to keep surrendering ourselves to these social media platforms, or shouldn't there be some kind of committee which regulates the spread of misinformation, protects vulnerable communities, and maintains the data standards? Well, the answer to this lies in our own antiquates, the Vedas. As I have found from a very famous book, Chanakya Niti, it states that Asmakam Yoga Niyantranashtani Prabuddha Shuddha Varini Niyantrana Sav Buddhina Niyantrana Sarva Bhetavu. As it states, our government has been the very best since the very beginning. Our government just not only imposes restrictions, but also it fosters an environment where business can thrive and where data and sorry, sir, and people's personal well-being is fostered. So with this, let us now shift our gears towards my today's three arguments, which are Swaraj, Ahimsa, and Satya. Well, some of you might wonder that what has these three topics to do with our today's topic. So let me tell you about that. Starting with Swaraj. When the government would be in control of power, then we Indians would be the one who would be reliable for our own security. We would be the one who will be for our own safety, because we know when it comes to us, we are the best advocates of ourselves. As a nation of the people, by the people, and for the people, India's democracy is the best suited to take on this responsibility. Next in list, I had Ahimsa. Well, with this, I'd simply state that irregulation should be handled by government, because in today's days, many monopolies, many hate speeches, and many other misinformation is spread online. And many a times, children are exposed to harmful content which shouldn't be done. I won't speak much. I'll give you an example. In China, TikTok is known as Douyin, where government has access to TikTok and the children who are aged below 18 can't see any other content apart from their educational content. And as a result, you can see how beautiful China's young minds are. So my third topic was Satya. I can guarantee you that if government has the regulation of OTT platforms, then no misinformation would be spread. Because these days, a lot of news is spread on causes value. Example can be the 2018 US presidential election. Also, a famous Indian incident was also there. In 2018, an Indian WhatsApp live took place in which, due to some fake information spread online, 20 or even more than 20 people were dead. They were killed. So, at last, I would say that transferring power to government would bring a revolution, a bloodless revolution, which would surely make a beautiful change in society. Social media is like a double-edged sword, connecting us yet dividing us. If its harm are left unfiltered, then surely one day we will be left with nothing. Thank you. That's all I had to say.
Very well said, and very confidently. I would request all of the participants, please don't unmute yourself, though we have taken the host controls in our end, but few participants, those who joined later, so it was something which now in our control. Next, to cut the opinion which is expressed by US Oswald School, is Satvik Jain from Bihani Children's Academy. Satvik. Satvik.
Good morning, sir. I am audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. I am Satvik Jain from Sri Ganganagar, representing Bihani Children's Academy. It is great opportunities to stand before you to express my view. Why should the government can regulate OTT and social platforms? I am against for it. For first of beginning of my point, it freedom of lack of freedom. As we all know, the people can more preference their freedom than for foundation. If a government can regulate the OTT and social media platform, the government can have control of their thoughts and control of their content which are we seeing. My second point is innovation sniffing. as we all know that people have shown their creativity and innovation more when they are free, not when they are bounded by something and someone. And it will result that they are small creator who can earn an income by only posting their content in social media can not able to meet such type of their content or clarity and face so many penalties by government. But in various, we can take an example of big companies. They can deal it with a very efficient and efficient way. Third, what I would like to conclude corruption. As we all know that in every government services, corruption is the big main issue. If government can regulate all so, social media platform and OTT platform, government can promote their own policy and create a cures among the policy of other party, and also control the mind of people. Our government is the best against other government. My third point is the global standing. As we all know that content is not made for one country. It will publish in all over world, and every different country has its own culture and tradition. If we bound if a government can bound social media, we can't able to meet culture of Western culture, and no one West Indies can meet our traditional culture. So it also create a social diversity. And fifth point, I would like to conclude technology. As we all know that there are some country like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, they are coming to a developing country. They do not have that much of infrastructure that can meet that level of complex and complicated system. Or sixth purpose is safety. As we all know that government can use the data for their own sake, but in other hand of if it has a private company, they will only publish data it is against for their policies. As as, as for my last and conclusion of this point, if a person can see their content by freely, they will explore more things. By putting on a third eye, the normal citizens of any country have a fear that anyone can watch on him. So, not the limitize the potential of creation. Instead of giving them educational content and increase their standard capacity. And at last, thank you for listening me.
Well said, Satvik. You put your opinion with a great confidence. Thank you. For the judges, let me tell you the sheet is shared with you in the sequence of for and against. For and against. I would request all the participants, you introduce yourself, and again you can even start your speech with your name, and even you can introduce yourself by saying whether you are against the motion or you are speaking for the motion to avoid the confusion. Thank you. Satvik, now to support the statement, here comes from Pragya Bodhini High School, Mumbai, Master Raunak Yadav. Raunak, please check whether you are. Yes, Satvik.
Sir, Sir, can we enter? Can we re-enter because of some voice issue?
Not an issue, beta. You can re-enter. No worries.
Okay, sir. I am from Behind Scenes Academy, Shri Ganganagar, Rajasthan, sir.
Yes. I'll give you entry. No need to worry about it. Your speech is already heard by the judges. The only entry in the meeting will be given to you. No need to worry about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Over to Raunak from Pragya Bodhini High School, Mumbai.
Morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Raunak, you are audible, but you are not visible.
Hello. Sir, I think that's some problem. Just a minute, sir.
Raunak, you are audible.
आपको मैं बार बार यही तो कह रहा हूँ.
Ronak?
Sir, I think there is some technical issue. Just a minute.
Okay. Just take your time and tell the judges when you are ready.
Am I visible now, sir?
Yes, you can start.
Yes. So, as we already have heard about the opinions of our friends, I would like to share that social media has become a very important part of our daily lives. And yes, there are concerns about, and I think that government should regulate social media because regulating is not controlling. Regulating is just creating some rules or policies that so these social media platforms need to abide by, because there have been examples where, for example, the Facebook controversy or the Yahoo breaches, where the private information of users was leaked or breached to companies. So, to avoid such things, it is important for the government to regulate social media. Along with my second point is that along with protecting people's private information, so government also needs to make sure that there are no rumors. For example, the 2016 scandal where Russian operators managed to spread misinformation about the American president. To avoid such instances, it is important for the government to regulate social media in order to make sure that there is no misinformation or harm. And the third most important part is the cyberbullying or the negative and negative content that is present on social media. For example, a lot of time it happens that underage kids get victims of these cyberbullying. It is important for the government to that make sure that these platforms are safe. And as I already mentioned in the starting, there is a clear-cut difference between controlling and regulating. Regulating is not censorship of the actual social media platform. These are just some policies that ensure the safety of the users. For example, if the government is regulating the social media, you are still allowed to share your content freely and you are still able to express your opinions. These regulations are put up just to protect your privacy and also to make sure that you are having a friendly experience on social media. Thank you.
Well said, Ronak. Short but sweet. Your speech made it very clear why you want the social media and OTT platforms to be regulated by the government. Now, to cut the opinion, we have got a student from Himachal Pradesh, KV Centennial Public School, Pune. She is Shreya Sharma. Shreya?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You are ready?
Yes, sir. Good morning, honorable judges, worthy opponents, and fellow debaters. I'm Shreya Sharma from DAV Centenary Public School, Una. Today, I'm going to speak against the topic that social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by government. Basically, what do we mean by the term social media? Social media is a digital platform where we can share our views and ideas globally using virtual networks and communities. But should it be regulated by government? No. According to me, this should not be regulated by government due to certain reasons, like algorithms and content moderation can be biased, leading to the unfair separation of certain viewpoints. Talking about privacy concerns, these regulations compromise the data security and users' privacy. Next, we have innovation and competition. The regulations stifle the innovation and hinder the competition in the industry, driving companies to relocate. These regulations act as a barrier for the entry of new platforms. Excessive innovations obviously result in favoring the established players, which will limit the competition. If these OTT platforms and social media platforms will be regulated by government, they will face certain challenges. For example, these regulations will be storage. These regulations will require the storage of the data within the national borders, and obviously this will limit the global content. These regulations will prohibit the freedom of speech and expression, like they may censorship, limiting the ability to express someone's opinions and someone's ideas. Regulating these social media and OTT platforms is a technical challenge basically. So basically, if we these are the technical challenges. They will It is a technical challenges and it is a complex and rapid evolving technologies which can be difficult and basically potentially counterproductive. If we impose these kind of regulations over people, it will create an imbalance in the society. Imposing these severe regulations on OTT platforms and social media will hinder the performance and approach of human beings in this rising era of technology. And today's generation do not want to get suppressed by these kinds of regulations. So it would be beneficial for our generation and for the coming generations that government should not regulate these kind of regulations over these OTT platforms and social media. Thank you for being a patient listener. That's all that I have to say.
Very well said, Shreya. And I'm really very happy. I would like to just add over here for all the judges, even that even judges are their facial reactions. It shows that the competition is going to be very tough, and all the students, they are very energetic and very confident speakers. I'm a bit jealous of all the speakers. In such a young age, you are so energetic and so confident. I would wish that even in my childhood, I would gain that confidence. Thank you. Now next, to speak for the motion is a student from Mumbai, Christchurch School. She is none other than Kimia D'Souza. Kimia.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you're clearly audible.
May I begin?
Yes.
May I begin?
Yes, you can begin.
Okay. Privacy is dead, and social media holds the smoking gun. In this generation, when misinformation spreads like a wildfire, it is unsafe for the population in general, as especially children, to be on an unsupervised social media platform. In 2020, a study was found that 70% of social media users have experienced some sort of social harassment. Children are like clay, and to ensure that they receive the proper molding for their personalities, it is essential that the government protects these children, and it is the duty of the government to ensure the welfare of all its citizens, which includes making sure explicit content such as vulgar languages or influencers with bad habits are restricted. Imagine a world where children would rather listen to social media influencers than their own parents. Well, it doesn't really take much creativity to imagine that. It's already true. Children would rather listen to things they hear online or shows they see because that's what they are exposed to. It is vital for us to ensure that these children do not fall into bad habits such as vaping, e-cigarettes, smoking, etc., which all these users, all these social media influencers already use. OTT platforms, they show so much content that has vulgar language, use of drugs, vapes, etc., and it seems normal for these children. That should not be the case. Over the years, there's been a decline in the use of cable TV and an increase in the use of OTT platforms. These OTT platforms have explicit content and they are uncensored. Violent films influence the mind of not only children but adults as well. It is vital that the government has some regulations on these OTT and social media platforms. The argument is not about the government controlling our lives. The regulations and guidelines placed on social media and OTT platforms is to help enhance the society and create a more efficient and safe environment for the children. In conclusion, I strongly believe that social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. Thank you.
Very strongly supported your statement, Kimaya. Very confidently you expressed your view. Thank you. Now, to speak against the motion, here is a student from Central Public School, Udaipur. He is Shreyansh Sharma. Shreyansh. Shreyansh.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible. Shreyansh, I believe you should be in good network to avoid. Are you there, Shreyansh? Okay, judges, please make a note. Shreyansh Sharma is facing technical glitch, but he has not started his speech. So if he joins again, we are okay to give him the chance once again. Okay, he is there. He is there. Yes, Shreyansh. Yes. Yes. Yes.
There was a technical yes, sir. So there was a technical issue. May I continue? Yes, sir. So there are many concerns. Like if you really think that a small company would be able to go up against Facebook, which has been dominating, and with the regulations even more enhanced, then it would create a stagnation, and eternally the people would be stuck with a single company. But without regulations, companies can grow, prosper. Like many companies have gone. Like Zoom, which was a small company, became so much huge. Like in the COVID time, it created a huge masses, and every single children learning from Zoom created a huge impact on the society. Also, there are free speech concerns. Do you really think that rules will let people freely express media does now? There have been regulations for that. And almost 40% of every single person using social media yet is depending on it for earnings. Do you really think that if they are not able to express what they want to, will they even be able to make a living? No. Many people also make frequent blunders. Every system has blunders, but a blunder by a system which is regulated by government would make a devastating impact on our society. A single misinformation gone unchecked could create a huge wildfire, destroying every single view, and it could destroy the whole system. These things make a system which new implementation also costly, because every single system has a cost. A new implementation will take almost 10 crores for a new government to make the system, and a new company which is just under development not being able to pay that would have to apply charges on the users. Do you really think that users would go to companies who are charging them for the use of them, YouTube and all this stuff, which we have been getting for now? This would to pay to use. This would also cause customers' choices to become different. This would also action in innovation against the social media. Thank you.
Well managed, Shreyansh. Though you are facing some network error, but I could easily see that you conquered it and you expressed your opinion in a very, very confident manner. Now to speak for the motion, we have an entry from Rajasthan, LK Singhania Education Center, Gotan, is Master Shaurya Surana. Over to Shaurya Surana.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible.
So I'll start on the self count of 3, 2, 1. A very good morning to the august gathering present here. Today I stand before you firmly in favor of the motion. Now, this is not merely a matter of motion. It's a crucial step towards accountability, safeguarding ourselves from misinformation and promoting responsible content creation. Now, to justify my above statements, I would like to give you my primary constructives. First one being numbers. India has a staggering 833.7 million active internet users. And surprisingly, 97% of them use mobile phones to access internet. Now imagine the sheer volume of information, misinformation, and everything in between that floods our digital space. Now, it's not just about numbers, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know, according to a study by Microsoft, India has proven to have the highest online toxicity rates. Cyberbullying, hate speech, trolling, you name it, and we've got it. It's like the digital world has turned into a digital colosseum where people come to unleash their inner gladiators using keyboards rather than swords. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to rain on your parade that social media is all bad and no good. Social media has its own perks, it connects us, entertains us, and even sometimes educates us. But let's be real and face the reality that it has been a very big breeding ground for some seriously shady stuffs. Now, coming to my second primary constructive, which is more regulations and initiatives. So think of it like this. We have regulations for food, toys, and every other thing so that we know that they are good for our consumption or not. So why should the digital world be any different? We wouldn't let our kids eat candy laced with poison. So why are we allowing them to be exposed to online content? Now, as my opponents argued that these regulations and initiatives stifles creativity and freedom of expression, let me tell you, freedom without responsibility is like a car without brakes. It's bound to crash and burn. Now, what we need is a balanced approach where creativity thrives within a framework of responsibility. Now, I look at the European government, which has implemented the Digital Services Act. It holds the platforms accountable for the content they host while still allowing freedom of expression. Now, coming to my third primary constructive, which is being the intervention of government. Let me be real, self-regulation doesn't just cut it. It's like asking a fox to guard a hen house. According to a study by the Indian Association Mobile and Democracy, it has been shown that self-regulatory measures by social media companies is completely ineffective in curbing hate speech and trolling. Now, what would you say onto that? What we need is a neutral body like the government to step in and ensure that these platforms are held accountable for the content they host, while still allowing the freedom of expression, as I mentioned. Now, look at the recent controversy surrounding OTT platforms. Shows with graphic violence, explicit language, and questionable themes have sparked some serious outrage among viewers. And according to the Broadcasting Content Complaint Council, 78% of OTT respondents itself suggested that they need stricter regulations to prevent their children from the harmful content present there. Now, we wouldn't let our kids want to be readily exposed to that kind of content. No, right? So, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility. And so does that go for the government itself. The government needs to protect its citizen from the dangers of the unregulated digital world so that it ensures that the future digital revolution doesn't endanger us, it empowers us. Thank you.
Very confidently and very rightly expressed your view to support the statement. Now, to speak against the motion, here is student from US Oswald English Academy. She is Anusa Maiti. Over to Anusa.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so let's have a stimulating discussion now. I'm Anusha Maiti. Good morning, all of you. So today we are debating whether social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government or not, and I'm strongly against this. Imagine a world waking tomorrow to find that whatever you see and whatever you watch, everything you share, everything you post is first approved and censored by the government. Is this truly the world you want to live in? Do we really want the freedom of speech to be restricted by the government? Of course not. Today we are debating whether social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. And I am strongly against this. So, as we know, social media and OTT platforms have completed and also transformed the way we communicate and consume content. These platforms have empowered individuals by giving everyone a voice. But now there are calls for government regulation. And in my argument, I will explain why government regulation is not the solution. Firstly, as we know that social media and OTT platforms have been a hubs of innovation and creativity. So it allows individuals and businesses to express themselves, share ideas, and create a new form of content. But these restrictions by the government can hinder this activity. This will limit the flow of information, innovation, and creativity from the global world. Secondly, that I think that these regulations can lead to censorships, limiting the diversity of opinions and freedom of speech. Can you think that we even don't have the freedom of speech in a country? Third thing that I think that when considering the international implications, this will create conflicts with other nations too. Now, many of my fellow opponents who are in favor will obviously ask that how could this even create a conflict with other countries? Actually, many of these platforms operate globally and internationally across the borders, such as Netflix, Twitter, etc. As you all know already. So, implementing these regulations within one country can create conflicts, leading to diversify the regulatory differences and also the hindering the information and communication across the global world. The fourth thing, which is the last thing that I would say, that the government regulation may lead to misuse of power also. Government may prioritize political agendas over political orders and over user safety. At last, I think that there are better solutions that exist to regulate these platforms. Why do we need to only solely depend on government? Many platforms are already having those on policies that helps users to be more responsible towards using these platforms. They have made such technologies for combating issues such as misinformation and hate speech and privacy concerns also. Other way could be public awareness. This is actually easy way to spread awareness and increasing the digital illiteracy around people who are responsible for being the using these platforms. At last, I'm here just to say that the power to communicate freely should remain with the people, not be subject to the government. We are not the puppets. The government should take us into confidence about its actions. Thank you.
Well said, Anusa. Judges, the next contestant is Siddhi Jain from Don Bosco. Siddhi, are you there? Siddhi Jain, are you there? Judges, please make a note. I got a message recently from Don Bosco School that they have joined the wrong debate competition. They wanted to nominate for their students for Hindi, but accidentally, even in English, the same names have reflected. So please mark Siddhi Ramesh Jain is not participating in English competition. So now we are turning forward with the next contestants, and I could see she is tall and sturdy, ready for the competition. The moment she heard that the next contestant is not going to speak, that is what is the readiness. Ms. Mahi Verma from St. John International School is going to speak against the motion. Over to Mahi.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Audio.
Yeah, I can hear and see you both.
Thank you, sir. So let me start. Good morning, honorable judges, esteemed guests, and all my fellow debaters. Today, we stand at a crossroad where social media and OTT platform invite scrutiny and calls for government regulation. However, we consider this path. We must ask ourselves, will these regulations truly protect us, or will they instead suffocate innovation and also silence the diverse voices? I, Mahi Verma from GAS 10th, stand in strong support in unregulated space for digital expression that not only champions freedom, but also a thriving democratic society. Let me justify myself. Firstly, I would like to talk about the concerns related to free speech. Social media serve as modern public squares where diverse voices can be heard. If these public squares are regulated or funded by the government, it could infringe on free speech. The fear of government oversight may discourage many users from expressing themselves freely, stifling creativity and open dialogue. The second reason is the competition and marketing found on social media. Heavy regulation can deter startups, smaller companies from entering the market, leading to less competition and innovation. This would ultimately harm consumers by reducing choices and also by slowing down the technological advancement. Overregulation may disadvantage domestic companies, making them less competitive than their foreign counterparts. Now, have you thought the idea of regulated social media OTT platform is easy to implement? No way. Establishing such type of clear, easy regulation is challenging. Ambiguous regulation can lead to inconsistent enforcement and arbitrary censorship. However, we can promote digital literacy that may help users to navigate online spaces easily and also safely, fostering a more informed public. Now, as we know, user safety is important, but user empowerment is equally important. Many platforms are already taking steps to moderate content and to enhance user safety by community guidelines and other user protecting features. As many of our students said, that the children are exposed to harmful content. The function of parental control is already present, which saves them from it. So what is the need for government regulation? Now, at last, history is also a vital role. So history shows that government regulation can lead to overreach or suppress decent or minority goals. We must learn from our past mistakes. So, in my opinion, while the concerns related to social media and OTT platforms are valid, but the government regulation poses significant risk to free speech, innovation, and individuals' empowerment. Therefore, it's a better that fostering a culture of digital literacy and encouraging self-regulation can be a better approach to address these challenges. Thank you.
Very well said by Mahi. She is a student of St. John International School, Palghar. And over next student in this competition on number 11, she is none other than from the same school, Ms. Chahal Dharod from St. John International School, Palghar, speaking for the motion.
Social media is a wonderful medium, but the problem begins with its addiction. Good morning, honorable judges, esteemed audience, and my respected opponents. Today, I, Chahal Dharod of grade 10, stand in strong support of the notion that social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. These platforms shape our world in unprecedented ways, but with their growing influence comes the undeniable need for accountability and oversight. Without regulation, we risk social chaos, erosion of public trust, and exploitation. Let me explain why. The first reason is that social media and OTT platforms have become breeding grounds for misinformation and fake news, which spread like wildfire. Left unregulated, these platforms allow dangerous content to manipulate public opinion, incite violence, and disrupt elections. Government regulation would establish clear standards for content, ensuring that false narratives are identified and removed swiftly to protect the integrity of democratic processes. The second reason is that these platforms are profit-driven and use sophisticated algorithms that often prioritize engagement over user safety. This leads to harmful effects like mental health issues, cyberbullying, and exploitation of vulnerable users, including children. Government regulation could impose stricter guidelines to protect users, enforce data privacy, and create safe online environments where users aren't exploited for profit. The next concern is that a handful of tech giants control vast amounts of data, power, and influence. Without regulation, these monopolies stifle competition and manipulate content in order to serve their interest. Government oversight would ensure that these companies are transparent, accountable, and open to competition, which is essential for a fair and balanced digital economy. Lastly, the OTT platforms often stream globally, but without regional regulation, these content may be insensitive to local cultures or values. Regulation ensures that content aligns with national guidelines, protecting societal norms without suppressing creativity and freedom. Many countries already regulate traditional media. Why should digital platforms be exempt? The best live example I could give at this very moment is this Zoom meeting, wherein me, along with my fellow debaters, have gotten an amazing opportunity to showcase, to express our views freely, yet under the regulation of the government. In a nutshell, government regulation is not about limiting freedom, but about protecting society from potential harms of unregulated digital space. From protecting democracy to ensuring user safety and promoting fair competition, regulation is essential for a balanced, secure, and equitable digital space. Thank you.
Well said, Shahel. Now here we move forward. Again, judges mark a note that entry number 12 is from Don Bosco School. That is a wrong entry. They wanted to go for Hindi, but unfortunately the form was filled by them. So candidate number 12 will not speak. Now we are moving for candidate number 13. Speaker number 13, she is Jia Grover from Bihani Children's Academy. Speaking for the motion.
Sir, I am audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Good morning, sir. This is Jia Grover from class 11. I am representing the Bihani Children's Academy, Shri Ganganagar, Rajasthan. I am saying that OTT platforms and social media are regulated by the government because nowadays almost everyone is using social media platforms, and there is cyber security and privacy platforms. Personal data is often misused on social media. Government regulations can enforce stronger privacy protections, ensuring users' data is safe and not exploited by these platforms. Safeguard privacy. Social media platforms and OTT services often collect vast amount of personal data, sometimes without explicit consent or transparency about its usage. Government regulations could enforce stricter data protection laws, ensuring that platforms prioritize user privacy, disclose how data is being used, and prevent misuse of sensitive information. Now, my last point is balancing cultural and social institutions. OTT platforms often broadcast content that may not be aligned with the country's cultural, may not be aligned with with the country's cultural or social norms. Unregulated content can lead to offers, controversy, or even societal unrest. With government regulations, content creators and platforms would have to adhere to guidelines that respect local customs and traditions, promoting harmony in society. And to conclude that, I would say that OTT platforms and social media can be regulated by the government because it is safe, confident, and comfortable to everyone which they are using. Thank you.
Sweet and short by Jia Grover from Bihani Children's Academy. Now here I take a deep breath in because for the very first time the student from the host school, Viraj International School, is going to speak for the motion, and he is none other than Master Monish Rawal. It's against the motion.
Hello, am I audible?
You are audible.
Imagine a world where a government dictates what you say online, controlling the very essence of free speech. Social media and over-the-top platforms have become vital spaces for exchanging ideas. But should we really trust our governments to regulate them? Just imagine a situation where not only what you say, but also what you think is regulated by those with power. Esteemed judges, honorary listeners, and my dear contestants, the regulation of social media and OTTs by government entities will raise severe concerns regarding freedom of speech and expression. This freedom, enshrined in many democratic constitutions all over the globe, must be preserved for open discourse. As the saying goes, where there is freedom, there is no fear. Honorary judges, do we truly believe that governments will stay neutral and not manipulate the narrative for their political agendas? Once governments gain the power to regulate speech, the line between protection and censorship will slowly fall apart, edging us one step closer to a full-blown dictatorship. Social media and OTTs are global platforms which bypass traditional restrictions like those of the film industry to allow greater creative freedom and access to diverse content. However, over-regulating them with local laws will only lead to more problems and inefficiencies, stifling creativity and making it hard for individual voices to be heard. Instead of regulation, I propose that people should promote digital literacy and encourage responsible usage, as this may prove to be a far more constructive approach. The cost of our own freedom of speech and creativity is far too high. We must protect the space where our digital lives take place. In conclusion, I'd like to say that maintaining a non-regulated environment for social media and OTT platforms is essential for upholding political values, democracy, innovation, and freedom of the individual. Because didn't Rabindranath Tagore say, where the mind is without fear, the head is held high, where the knowledge is without cost. In conclusion, I'd like to end my words with a poetry which I've written. In the realm where voices bend, let freedom reign, let thoughts ascend. Against the weight of rules imposed, our stories thrive, the truth exposed. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Well said, Monish. Now we are proceeding further with the speaker number 15. She is from DAV Centenary Public School, Himachal Pradesh, Shatakshi, speaking for the motion. Over to Shatakshi.
Good morning, honorable judges, worthy officers, and fellow debaters. Is here before you all to express my views in favor of the topic that the social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. To ensure clarity, let us first clearly understand that what are social media and OTT platforms. Social media is online platforms facilitating content sharing and social interaction, and OTT platforms are platforms streaming media content directly to the user. With these definitions in mind, let us see that what are the consequences and disadvantages of unregulated social media and OTT platforms. The unregulated social media and OTT platform has the following consequences. Started talking about individual consequences that are theft to privacy issues, identity theft, etc. Then social consequences are spread of misinformation, hate speech, and harmful content that affects children. And then at last, national consequences that are threat to democracy, threat to public safety, and the last but not the least, foreign interference in our elections. Therefore, the government needs to regulate social media and OTT platform to address these concerns. Many people argue that social media and OTT platform regulation by government is censorship, but I completely disagree with this argument. Censorship seeks to suppress information, whereas regulation of social media and OTT platform by government is done through transparent guidelines. In conclusion, I would like to say that social media's influence over public opinion misstyle regulation, and at last I would like to say that regulation of social platform is not censorship, but it's ensuring responsible communication. Thank you.
Well said, Shatakshi. You expressed your views very confidently and very rightly. Now, we are traveling in Gujarat for the next contestants. He is from Srishti English Medium School, Anand, Jinay Katara. Over to Jinay.
Hello. Good morning, judges and my fellow debaters. Today I stand before you to argue against the unchecked influence of social media apps. While they promise connection and entertainment, the reality is that they are causing serious harm to our mental health. and relationship with our society. First, social media is eroding genuine human connection instead of deep, meaningful relationships. Like the last time you have talked with your family would be so long, and the last time you have talked with your phone would be so fast. We replace them with a shallow digital interaction, leading to increased loneliness and isolation, especially among young people. Secondly, those platforms are fueling insecurity. They have bombarded us with unrealistic standards of beauty, success, and happiness, leading to skyrocketing rates of anxiety and depression. Social media companies are fully aware of this, but they are prioritizing profit over us. Third, social media undermines our ability to focus and think critically. Addictive by design, those platforms are reduce our attention span, encouraging mindless scrolling rather than thoughtful reflection. The social media spreads misinformation by creating echo chambers and it divides or amplifies false information, leading to widespread distrust and conflict. In conclusion, while social media may seem harmless, it is damaging our mental health and distorting reality and driving division. We must recognize those dangers of this platform and take steps to protect ourselves and our society. At last, I would say social media is not bad, but we are using it for bad. Thank you.
Well said, Jinay. Sharp and crisp. Your opinion was appreciated by the judges. Now, once again, we are reaching in our own conference room because the host school candidate is going to speak for the motion, and she is none other than Ms. Priyanshi Mestri from Viraj International School. Over to Priyanshi.
As former President Mr. Barack Obama noted, the internet is the most powerful tool for democracy. Yet it also poses many significant risks, including exploitation and misinformation. A very good morning to honorable members of jury, my enthusiastic co-orators and learned listeners. I, Priyanshi Mistry from Viraj International School. Today, I would like to speak in favor on the topic, should government regulate social media and OTT platforms? The rise of social media and over-the-top platforms has fundamentally transformed communication and entertainment landscapes, necessitating government to ensure safety for users and public welfare. One of the primary concerns for this is the proliferation of false information, which undermines democratical processes and public trust. According to the Pew Research Center, the social media users are more likely to encounter misinformation than the users of traditional news media, highlighting the urgent need for oversight. As the lack of accountability on social media, which has led the environment where hate speech and cyberbullying has thrived unchecked. The government regulations should establish standards on content moderation, thereby holding platforms accountable for harmful and misleading content. As stated by the former Federal Communication Commission Chairman, Mr. Ajit Pai, that the marketplace of ideas is not free if the ideas are suppressed. Regulations can ensure that all the voices are heard, and at the same time, each and every individual is protected from the harmful rhetorics. Furthermore, regulations also safeguard users' privacy, addressing growing concerns on data breaches and misuse of personal information. Many social media companies also prioritizes profit over the safety measures, leading to the exploitation of users' data without any proper consent. Implementing regulatory framework can also foster transparency, requiring the platforms to disclose the data handling practices to the users. As we are all aware that social media is also impacting mental health of the every individual around us, especially the adolescents of this generation. So the government should take protective measures to mitigate these problems. A regulated environment can facilitate development of features of the user's well-being, such as content filters and age-appropriate settings. As the European Union's Digital Service Act demonstrates effectively that the regulations can set a precedent of ethical standards on digital spaces. As I would like to say that by establishing the guidelines, government can encourage innovations while ensuring that responsible of social media and OTT platforms. Moreover, regulations can also address monopolistic tendencies of major tech companies to give them equal opportunity and fair chance and fair competition in the digital marketplace. Engagement of stakeholders, the users, including tech companies, civil societies, for regulatory processes can enhance the effectiveness and acceptance of the policies. It is very important that the national security interest to be protected also underscores the urgent need for oversight, and as the unchecked platforms also make use of malicious and inappropriate purposes. They are also exploited for many inappropriate contents. In the end, I would like to conclude that government regulations should regulate social media and OTT platforms as it fosters a more safer, more equitable landscape for that prioritizes every user's well-being and prosperity. In the conclusion, lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to all the enthusiastic listeners, and I very, very thank a lot.
Thank you, Priyanshi. Well expressed. Now we are proceeding ahead with the competition and reaching to the speaker number 18. She is once again from the land of the sand, that is Rajasthan. LK Singhania Education Center, Gotan, Chahek Chijani. Over to Chahek.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, I'll start in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, and my esteemed opponents. Today, I stand here to oppose the notion that social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. Well, let me be upfront. Regulation in this context is just a fancy word for control. A control that threatens one of the most fundamental human rights that we cherish, the right to free speech. And let me explain why regulation is not only unnecessary, but could lead to dangerous repercussions. First and foremost, let's talk about free speech and human rights violation. The government, the only entity legally empowered to use forces against its people, has long history of abusing this right when it comes to controlling speech. Once the government starts regulating speech, we step into a world of censorship. And censorship, my friends, is the direct violation of human rights. Imagine there's a regulatory body which decides which content is acceptable and not. Who decides what is harmful? The government, an entity with its vested interests. Well, all of this leads us to the slippery slope of government control, that our harmfulness should not be determined by the government because they have their own interests. And well, what is up with the sudden love for controlling the speech and controlling the fake news? Is it because the government wants to control the narratives that challenge them? Well, let's take China's Great Firewall as an example. It doesn't just block illegal content. It silences anyone who criticizes the government. They've turned their internet into a digital library where every book has been read, rewritten, and approved by the authorities. Is that the future we want to live in? Because make no mistake, regulated media quickly becomes controlled media. Furthermore, government regulation threatens creativity and innovation. The content creators, influencers, vloggers, meme lords, they are the unsung heroes of our digital age, and they thrive in this open and regulated space. Imagine if every YouTube or Netflix video ended with a line that this has been verified by the Ministry of Bland, Safe and Boring. We won't have the boundary pushing content we see today. And it's not just about the limitation of speech and human rights violation. It also has a profound social and economic impact. In an economy like India, many small businesses thrive in this place. They use social media for their engagement, sales, and production. How are they going to survive if the government wants to play with the content algorithm? In conclusion, we should not, instead of regulation, we should look for better solutions that do not involve government intervention, because we have seen time and time again that too much government intervention leads to dangerous repercussions. And in conclusion, the government regulation of OTT platforms is not about public safety. It's about controlling what we see, hear, and ultimately believe. Lastly, I would like to say that social media is not our weakness. It is our strength, and it is the platform where each one of us can express ourselves as we are. Thank you.
Well said, Chahak. Right in time and right on the point. Now here, again coming back in the soil of Maharashtra, and we are turning for next participant, number 19. She is Riya Rajpurohit from Sanskriti World School, Nagtari. Over to Riya.
Good morning, sir. And good morning, everyone present over here. Myself, Riya Vidaram Rajpurohit from Vidya Sankul Sanskriti World School. I am very grateful for giving me this opportunity. I would like to start with my topic and with my thoughts. Social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. I think so, yes. Social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. There should be some rules and regulations for the OTT platforms, such as I think that protecting national security is the most important aspect. Regulations can help prevent the spread of misusing information and fraud frameworks and fake news and hate speeches that can threaten social harmony and national security. Secondly, I think that online exploitation is the most important thing which should be regulated and which should be prevented by the government. Nowadays, we see that children are more addicted to this online exploitations and social medias and OTT platforms. Children use mobile phones and use social medias. I think that parents should have a check on their child's phones and what they are looking and what OTT platforms they are using. Due to some research, I came to know that government has taken some initiatives to ban such OTT platforms. Government has banned over 18 such platforms which misuses the content and which uses obstructional content. Government has such regulations. The government of India has transferred the administration power of the OTT platforms to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, I&B. The I&B is working to regulate the platforms which misuse the contents, and it is a beneficial thing for us, and which includes some more points such as code of ethics, grievance stresses, and self-regardings. I think that government should regulate such things. And last but not least, I would like to conclude my point by saying that regulations on OTT platforms and social media is the most important. Thank you.
Well said, Riya. Right in time once again. I really appreciate all the students, those who are following the timelines very correctly. Now we have from Christchurch School, Mumbai, she is Khadija Sham. Hello.
Hello, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
Am I
you are
audible?
audible. You are audible.
May I begin? Okay. Don't use social media to impress people. Use it to impact people. Good morning, one and all present here on this virtual screen. I, Khadija Sham from Christchurch School, strongly stand against the motion. Social media is like an ultimate equalizer. It gives you the voice and the platform to anyone who's willing to engage in the social realms of the world. Social media platforms are often referred to as modern public squares. Regulating them can infringe the user's right to free speech. It can stop them from expressing their opinions, share information, or getting involved in discourse. But let's talk about. Imagine if the government actually starts regulating social media. Picture this, the government trying to regulate social media is like your grandma trying to handle your Tinder account. I'm sure she means well, but the last thing you want is for her to swipe right on every guy with a mustache. Just think about the content. If the government starts regulating social media, who's going to monitor all the memes, the humor, and our entertainment? I mean, the last thing you want is to see government approved cat videos because they are going to filter everything according to their liking, hiding their true identity. Let's keep the jokes aside. Social media platforms actually help the whistleblowers and the activists to portray the evidences of corruption anonymously. They also encourage other people to come forward and speak against these injustice. It gives the voice to all the victims of those unjust political leaders, helps to throw a light on the actions that are sometimes suppressed from plain man's sight. In the same way, OTT platforms showcase various series and documentaries that delve into political corruption, exploiting individuals, exposing scandals, and providing in-depth analysis to the viewers, alerting them. Moreover, OTT platforms will give you a creative freedom to help you create content about sensitive topics that are sometimes neglected. It helps you to reach content worldwide within minutes. It highlights the injustices on the OTT platforms that are sometimes neglected by traditional social media. At the end, I'd like to conclude my stance by saying a small poem that I wrote on this topic. In the realm of voices free and wide, social media and OTT stand side by side. They spark the truth, ignites the flame. Unfiltered expressions never the same. Censorship silences, but freedom ignites in every post and in every life. So guard the platforms, keep them free, for the truth is a river as boundless as the sea. Thank you.
Very well said, Khadija. You expressed your opinion in a very clear and audible voice, and you were very confident. Now we are proceeding once again in the circle of Mumbai. The next one is from SM Shetty High School. Is Master Darshil Shezwar. Over to Darshil.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
हाय हॅलो नमस्कार सत श्री अकाल केम छो केड वाले केवळ नाचो कसं काय गुड मॉर्निंग I Darshil Shejwa from SM Shetty Bansanga SM Shetty High School strongly support that government should regulate social media. We have seen how unregulated social media can lead to devastating consequences, spreading misinformation, fueling hate speech, and promoting harmful content. In UK, we saw how misinformation led to riots in Southport and 29 anti-immigration riots all over the country. Similarly, in India, in 2013, the Muzaffarnagar riots, which were caused due to fake video and which fueled the communal passions, and it led to 62 deaths and 50,000 people getting displaced. Government regulation can protect users from harmful content, combat fake news, and prevent online harassment. Government regulation also ensures data privacy. It's not about restricting freedom of speech, but it's about creating a safer online environment. Even if anyone feels that his freedom of speech is in danger, he can approach the court and ask and demand for justice. Some key benefits of regulation are protection from harmful content, combating fake news, data privacy, and preventing online harassment. Countries like Australia, India have already implemented regulatory frameworks demonstrating that responsible regulation is possible. It's time for policymakers to ensure and to step up and ensure social media that uh, uh, and ensure social media that public interest regulating social media for public interest is possible. Thank you.
Are you okay, Darshil? You have finished your speech? Okay. Well said, right in time. Now we are proceeding further with a candidate from the soil of Ajmer. She is Vanya Shekhar from Mayo College Girls School. Over to Vanya. Vanya, you can unmute yourself. Vanya, you are not audible. Vanya, you are not audible. No, you are not audible. No.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now you are clearly audible.
All right, one second. No, it's all right. All right, so I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. George Allen said that we should favor innovation and freedom over regulation. Good morning to the House at large. Today, I will be speaking firmly against the topic that government should be able to regulate what is happening on our social media and OTT platforms. So before I even delve into my debate, I would like to talk about the stakeholders involved in the debate, which is the individual, you and I, the society as a whole, which is the community we're living in, the school, the age group, the generation as a whole, and finally the government, the body that will be allowed to regulate these platforms. Why is this so important? A, that they are the stakeholders, they will be the most affected by what is happening, what will happen, and B, this ensures that my argument that I present towards you before today is very well rounded. So my first constructive is that the most fundamental right in any democracy is the freedom to speech, the freedom to express ourselves. If the government steps in to regulate what we're saying, when we're saying, and how we're saying, it opens the door to censorship. So imagine a world where the government can decide whether what you're saying is appropriate or not, and why is it appropriate or not appropriate. For example, in countries like China, citizens are unable to access information that is, and free speech is titled. Is that what you want for our society and our country? My second constructive is that creation and innovation will suffer. Why do social media platforms and OTT platforms work so well? Well, because they're like an unrestricted playground for the creatives to work, right? You've got Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, you've got Dev Patel's the Monkey Man, and these are very important to the society as a whole, but would not pass a lot of self-government or regulation checks, right? Let they've affected the life of so many. So government regulation will not only stifle your freedom of speech, but also the freedom of expression, the creativity. So all the vibrant stories you're usually used to seeing will blur into one dull gray background where you're learning nothing new, right? The best example of this is Black Mirror. It is considered one of the first episodes is considered one of the most hauntingly dark episodes in the history of cinema. However, it is also important to notice that 50% of the viewers decrease their screen times by 50%, including me, after watching just that one episode, showing you the impact of free speech and allowing creators to create what they want to create. And finally, the one of the most important parts of this is the political aspect, right? Regulation might be a noble cause in the start, but what prevents it from becoming, a tool for political repression? You see this in history again and again, from Nazi Germany to Mussolini's Italy. You see this over and over. In Turkey, recently, the government blocked all social media platforms due to the political unrest in the country. This also happened in Nazi Germany. What it does is it doesn't let communities interact with each other within the country itself. There's no right for you to get up and say that no, I'm not agreeing with what you're doing and you shouldn't do that. It takes away your right to do that, which makes the country a weaker nation, which makes the state or the government or the democracy a totalitarian and authoritative state rather than a democracy. And what we're doing right now is delving into exactly that. Finally, and my most important point, we've already got solutions. So you should let the platform self-regulate. You've got community guidelines. You're not completely lawless. You can report media. You can report the content. You can talk about what you agree with and what you don't agree with over and over again. We've gone from an age where social media was not regulated at all to where it's being regulated internally now. And government will have a slow-moving, one-size-fits-all approach, which will not be flexible enough to deal with the ever-evolving social media, which is very fast-paced. At the end, I would like to say that the night we gained our freedom, we said at the stroke of the midnight hour, where the entire world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. But that very freedom is what you're talking about taking away today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanya. It was a flawless, or you can say, you're talking very generously. You are very enthusiastic towards the topic. Now, from the same school, to speak for the motion is Arna Agarwal.
Good morning, everybody. I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, today we speak on the topic social media and OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. Elon Musk, well known by our generation, once said, there should be regulations to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. Good morning to the house at large. We live in the 21st century, the digital era. Boundless existence and new opportunities. Well, let me bring you back to the ground reality. Today, nobody talks about the dangers of unrestricted access to these very digital landscapes. Nobody speaks about exploited teenagers, harmed adults, and scammed elders. As I advocate for regulation today, I like to focus on two keywords: platforms and regulated. Social media and OTT platforms refer to websites and applications that enable users to create and providers to deliver content like Facebook, Instagram, Netflix, etc. More importantly, regulated does not mean a bureaucratic or a harsh control, but rather a secure approach focused solely on entertainment. Stating the status quo, currently most platforms operate with minimal government oversight, leading to misinformation, the spread of false alarms, exploitation, and harmful content. 88%, ladies and gentlemen, 88% of internet users are themselves concerned about their online presence, but still continue to proceed to use these platforms, showing unawareness and addiction. Coming to the point, how do we then turn this curse back into a boon? Ladies and gentlemen, how do we then restore faith in one of humanity's biggest achievements till date? My three constructives today are protecting democracy, safeguarding privacy, and promoting well-being. Firstly, protecting democracy. Software, especially media, is a double-edged sword that affects electoral processes. In 2016, more than 24 million Americans were exposed to fake Facebook news affecting the US presidency that year. Here, government control can ensure accountability. I repeat, accountability. Second, safeguarding privacy. On the network, personal data is collected, sold, and manipulated without consent. To combat this, Europe's GDPR, General Data Protection Regulations, can serve as a precedent. Thirdly, and most importantly, promoting well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere you look around you today, teenagers are affected. Hate speech, online bullying, online crimes, anxiety, and peer pressure. This is not the society we asked for. This is not what our forefathers sacrificed for. While some say social media is the one platform where we can express freely and communicate to the masses, I say one's man's freedom cannot become another's oppression. It is high time we understand that online government regulations are no more just a necessity, but moreover an obligation. An obligation to ourselves, to our future generations, and to the very democratic fiber of our being. Ladies and gentlemen, regulation is the only way to thrive in the ever-connected digital world. Proud to oppose. Thank you.
Well said, Anna. Now we are turning to the candidate number 24. She is from the soil of Boisar Nagsari, Sanskriti World School, presented by Unnati Mishra.
Good morning, everyone. Here I am Unnati Mishra from Sanskriti World School. As we got to the topic that social media or OTT platforms should be regulated by the government. I say why? Why it should be done so? For the viewers of the OTT, let me put it in a very straightforward manner that there should be no censorship in watching websites or OTT platforms. Why? Because there is a self-classification which is provided by and concerned by all the platforms. And whether it would be universe or plus 7 years, plus 13 years, plus 16 years, or an adult content, it depends upon you how you're gonna use it. Idea of the citizen should make an informed decision, so that I mean like to say that if you're watching any content, it's your decision that how you're gonna watch it, or with family or alone. It totally depends upon you, but you should at least know that what is that content. Or as per the age content entails that I should put a parental lock. It's a choice of parents, not the choice of government. Sure, there should be no government regulations because parents can handle all those situations. And also, it was stated by Prabhudas Dasgupta, stated that there should be who was the first and former of the CEO of BRC, argued that OTT platform should be subjected to the regulatory standards. Also, according to the Ormax OTT audience report, 2024 saw that 14% increase in Indian OTT audience, driven by 21% rise in Indian OTT audience and AVOD users. SOVOD users felt a decline in themselves. They saw a slight decline by that India has a 99.6 million users on OTT. Even it would be more than that. Instead of the legislative regulations, also the social media allows the wide range of homogenization of the content, stifling the minority viewpoint. Overregulation could hinder the innovation for the job creations. Users, it depends upon users how the user is going to use it. For the conclusion, I would like to say that it's not about good or bad. It's about how that individual is going to use that platform, how that person is going to use that social media platform or that OTT platform, and for what purpose he or she is going to use that. And if they are going through any type of harmful content, they have the ability to block or report to that harmful content. Also, I would like to state a quote which was stated in Supreme Court by Shreya Singhal in versus Union of India in 2015. Liberty of thought and expression is a cardinal right, and the internet provides an unparalleled platform for the exchange of ideas, creativity, and information, which should not be stifled by excessive regulation. Thank you and have a nice day.
Well said. Well said, Unnati. It was a very nice experience to listen to you. Now we are going in the land of Garba once again, Gujarat. We are reaching to Anand to listen Ayushman Rajpurohit from Srishti English Medium School. Ayushman. Are you there, Ayushman? From Srishti English Medium School. Yes. Srishti English Medium School, Ayushman, once again. Are you there? Okay. Judges, please make a note. If Ayushman keeps up coming later, we can give him chance at the end of the competition. Maybe by network poverty, I think he might have lost the connection. We are moving for proceeding further with Sachin Mishra from Pragya Bodhini High School, Mumbai, speaking against the topic. Candidate number 26. Am I audible? Sachin, please unmute yourself. It's your turn to speak for the competition.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and my worthy opponents, today I want to argue that social media should not be under government control. As we live in digital age, it's crucial to understand the impact of government's oversight on our online interactions. First, let's talk about free speech. Social media is like a modern town square where we share their own thoughts and ideas. If the government control what we can say, it's like silencing important voices and opinions. We have seen throughout history how censorship can silence creativity and dissent. When people fear punishment for their opinions, they stop speaking out, and that's not good for everyone. Next, consider innovation. Social media platforms thrive on new ideas and creativity. Government rules could stop this innovation. Imagine if every new app or feature had to go through a lengthy approval process. This would limit what these platforms can do, how they can grow. We need a space where people can experiment and take risks without unnecessary red tape. Now let's address misinformation. While it's important to tackle false information online, government control isn't the solution. Instead, we should focus on educating users and how to identify reliable information. Where government tries to define truth, it often serves their own interests and can lead to propaganda. Teaching critical thinking is a far better way to empower users. We also need to think about privacy. If the government has too much control over media, it could also increase surveillance. People should feel safe expressing themselves online without worrying about worrying anything. On that note, I would like to thank you all for hearing me and giving your patient ear. Thank you.
Well said, Sachin. Now, on the second last position is Dravya Prajapat from Central Public School, Udaipur.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dravya.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
I'll start in 3, 2, 1. Imagine a world where everything is regulated by government, all social media platforms. How peaceful it is in hearing without making of any stereotypes. A very good morning to all the jury members. I am Dravya Prajapat, speaking for the motion. I would like to give several reasons to support my views. First is safeguarding privacy. Vast amount of personal data without regulation, which is directly posted, exposing the participants, leading to data branches and misuse of information. Leading this should be governed by the government. This and enforce the straight data use of implementing responsibility. Second, this is becoming a great reason behind young children learning vulgar language and speaking it further. There is no denying in the fact that arguments make there is no denying in the fact that arguments make a show more interesting, but turning of those arguments into an abusive or vulgar is should be regulated. Third, I would say, promoting national security. Foreign interference through social media can undermine the democratic processions. Government can implement measures to protect integrity of national security. It's responsibility of its citizens the resources which will make the future brighter. But if these OTT platforms and social media will continue all these usage of vulgar language and uncertain platforms, then it is obviously going to undermine the greater futures. The making of stereotypes and the making of stereotypes reflects the lack of humanity in people. If these are regulated by the government, then it would also reduce the risk of shows to be reported. Thank you. By concluding, I would say that the benefits of regulating these platforms are significant. Thank you.
Very well said, Dravya. I once again would like to call Ayushman Rajpurohit. If you are present, Ayushman from Srishti English Medium School. Ayushman, are you there? Okay. Judges, we are moving for the last but not the least candidate from SM Shetty High School speaking against the motion, and he is Mohammad Hassan Khan.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Should I begin?
Yes.
Good morning to one and all present here. I am Mohammad Hassan Khan, and it's a privilege to address you all on this concerning issue. I support
No, I
the
need still the, but when she loses it, she loses it.
Yeah. Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance. It was from other participant. You can restart the speech.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Mohammad Hassan Khan from Bansangas SM Shetty High School, and it's a privilege to address you all on this concerning issue. And I support the notion that social media should not be regulated by the government. Let not powers drip day by the free. Let no tyrant rise on the bones of liberty. Let the pulse of opinion thunder and soar. Let truth and justice shake every shore. For we will roar, relentless and bold, and no power shall silence our hold. Throughout human history, we have seen that it has been disrupted by the sudden rise of forces, and it has continuously eroded the basic structure for the freedom of right to speech. But today, we are fortunate enough to have a social media, a very immensely connected, a very broad, accessible platform where every individual has the right to speak, where we immerse ourselves, let our opinion, ideas, and expressions flow out. And to know this, we can understand that social media ensures that every voice, whether it's from the highest peaks of mountains to the submerged islands, every voice is heard. No whisper gets unnoticed and no shout fades into silence. Nevertheless, if any government regulates it, if any authority controls social media, it would eventually have, it's a clear symptom for a disastrous future. The outcomes are all too obvious. We have very powerful examples presented by the history. When we take this notion in this real scenario, we have a very so-called republic, democratic nation, China, which implements very strict internet censorship, which restricts the citizens to get to know about the functioning of the nation. And this is not tolerable. This similarity can be traced back into times where Nazi Germany used German media to spread their hateful propaganda and justify their human rights abuses. Social media is a boon to our society and we should nurture it. We should always take a look that the status, the integrity status of it, of being independent, should be present. It should not be regulated because a very limited regulation can also have very far consequences in our society. We should know that innovation thrives in an unregulated environment. And for this, we need an independent social media. And therefore, I justify myself as social media and OTT platforms cannot be regulated by the government. Thank you.
Well said, Hassan. I once again call for Ayushman Rajpurohit. If you are present, Ayushman, you can express your views, as I feel due to the network error, you have missed it. Is he present? Ayushman Rajpurohit from English, 16 English Medium School. Okay, I believe now all the participants who are present over here, they have expressed their views, and we have reached to the last phase of the competition, that is the result preparation, and it is right time to listen from the judges. So here I open the meeting for feedback from our judge 1. She is none other than Mumtaz Ma'am. Over to Mumtaz Ma'am.
Thank you, Sachin. Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations to all the participants. I think you all have done a fabulous job. Yeah, you have done an excellent job. So first of all, give yourselves a big round of applause. I think it's wonderful. Do put your hands together. So what if we are on the social media platform, right? You are a generation of the social media. So your passion for the social media was very, very obvious throughout your speech. Both the set of people who said for and against, I could see your passion and where you came from. There were some remarkable speakers amongst you guys, and I think the results would show. So kudos to all of you. I'd like to tell you one thing. When you participate in debates, it's about public speaking, right? So when you are talking to an audience or you're expressing your thought and your opinion, your heart should be reflected in your words. So your articulation, your tonality of the way you talk is very important. Don't rush. It's okay. It's not the quantity of content that you have to say. What you say and how much you believe in should come out through your talks. So that is something that you should really, really pay attention to, your body language. All right. Your modulation, as I said, very important. Keep in mind. Another thing that I'd like to say, which I observed, is don't rote learn anything and then just come and say here. And then you have it in your mind that, oh God, I have so much of content. I need to finish this in the 3 minutes, 15 seconds that I've been given. Not really. Bringing me to the time. A lot of you have been so time conscious that you have not used the time that you have. Many of you have finished before 3 minutes. Why? pace yourself up. If you feel that your content is little, so pace yourself up. Give yourself that breather. Take a gulp, so that every time you talk, you're punctuating your thought and your idea, because this is something that you believe in, is what you're talking about. All right. Some of you started with a poem. Some of you ended with a poem. Some of you wrote your own poems. I think you are a wonderful generation. People of my generation and people like us, your teachers, your facilitators, I think we are so proud of you. We are so, so very proud of you. Today, it's not just about winning. It's more about being here and expressing what you feel. So I think I would end again by saying kudos to all of you. Pleasure listening to all of you. And trust me, you made it very, very difficult to give you a score. But we had no choice. So I had to be the bad one by giving you scores. Thank you once again, and all the very best to you. Thank you, Sachin, for giving this opportunity.
Rather, we are very thankful to have such a phenomenal personality around us. And really, Mumtaz ma'am, your words of guidance will make these people comfortable and confident in their upcoming competitions. Now it's time to listen from another personality who is actually really what we can say a ray of hope and a lighthouse in the field of knowledge. She is none other than Seema Sablok ma'am. Over to Seema ma'am.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. I think everybody now know just that's still 4 minutes left. So good morning, everybody. It was really wonderful to listen to the future generation. I think the generation which is a Gen Z, the generation, the thoughts, the provoking thoughts, and the insight that people have already shared with us through this debate about the social media and the OTT platform. I think it was uh, the 3 minutes. I think you'll find it little. You found it little time constraint there because you really need more time to explain to your thoughts and dive deep into the research that you're going to do, and based on that, I think you will be able to justify your statements more better. But what I feel is social media, yes, it is a boon. There are pros and cons. The OTT platform also. Some of you stated the government should not intervene. Some of you said that it is parents' responsibility. But I basically feel it is our own responsibility. It is we, the person himself or herself, is responsible for making the choices that they have. As time changes, change is the only constant that we can see. Change is something that we cannot help it, but we have to step into the wheel of the change and get into the motion of that particular change. So if we form a tangent in that particular motion of the wheel, we'll be thrown away. So if we don't form a tangent and we are there in that motion, I think due to the centrifugal force, we will all be connected to the center of the core of that particular thing, and you will never be thrown out of it. I think accepting what is there is more important, and making a change in your life and in the choices that you make is more important in your life. So there are things, there are certain facilities and opportunities. Those are available to us, and we should make the best use of those opportunities. There is nothing called good and bad, but we make it good or we make it bad. So anything of excess is bad, and anything is in limitation, and to use it frugally makes it really good for us to understand. So why we should need social media, why we should use social media and OTT platform is up to us to understand and educate ourselves so that we are able to make the best choices in our life. Right? So this is from me. All the best to all the participants who have participated here, and it was really really very difficult to judge you people and mark you on it. So marks are just one part of it, but the confidence level that you all showed was really tremendous. So thank you so much for enlightening us with your thoughts. And we also learned in
I believe Ma'am Sima is facing some network error, but her dedication for this competition, though she was on some other assignments and during a transit time, she had given a very precious moment of her life for this competition. I will be happy to get her back. Now I would request our West Zone colleague, Ms. Anjum Panna, to be in the focus and put some light over this competition. Express your opinion. Anjum. Okay, Anjum is also, I think, with the other assignment. I would request any of the teacher who is there, teacher guide from any of the school would like to speak. How was the competition, or you can express your views. You can give us some suggestions if there is any chance for improvement. So, teachers, any of the teachers would like to speak for this competition. Any teacher guide who is present in this meeting can unmute and initiate to encourage the students, guide them, and express your experience about this competition. I would request Poonima ma'am to begin with. Poonima ma'am? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Dear judges, Sachin sir, participants, and other audience, really, what a fantastic debate we have witnessed today. Literally, each of you have brought the solid arguments, perspectives, and present your views so eloquently. And yeah, this debate is not just the winning and or losing. Definitely, you have presented your views, all of you, confidently. And this is all the responsibility, entire responsibility on your shoulders of the future generation, and how to present, how to bring your thoughtful ideas against odds or rights. So here to this platform, I just want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed judges for the valuable insights. And literally, I would suggest the students, the participant, that they should keep their honing their skills. They keep questioning. They keep update themselves with the happening of the national or international level topics. So this is my advice. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me such a golden opportunity.
Thank you, Poonima ma'am. It is all about, it's a joint venture, though the competition was organized by Viraj International School. But I would like to listen from all the teachers, those who are present, because you people and your participants make this competition a grand event. We just create a platform, but if that would have not been if that would not be utilized, then the platform remains empty. So I request any other teacher who is present in the meeting, please open up and suggest us. By that time the participants can fill the feedback form link, and they can get their participation certificate in their email inbox. Any of the teacher would like to initiate and talk for the competition, or any of the suggestions? Any teacher, please.
Mr. Sachin, am I audible?
Yes, Rekha ma'am, you are very clearly audible.
Good morning to one and all present here. And I just want to say that it was a fantastic experience for me to hear so many views. What really, struck the chord with me was children speaking for. Looking at the generation today, where children are so passionate about their favorite Netflix shows and, being very, regular in watching In fact, when I discuss with my students in the classroom, I teach psychology, and we have a lot of discussions around, psychological disorders and other things. And children seem to have watched more shows than me. So children speaking, for that, yes, OTT should be regulated and should be, minimized, for the viewers, especially their age. It was, something that has left me wondering. Is it really coming straight from heart, or is it just for the heck of speaking for a debate? Do they really mean it? Do they really feel that, yes, OTT time should be regulated? So children, I'm leaving you with this thought. Do think about it. You're speaking that, yes, OTT should be regulated, but do you really believe in it? That's all I want to say. Thank you very much. And congratulations. You are amazing speakers. So it was really nice listening to all of you. Thank you.
Any of the teachers would like to speak up? You can utilize 5 more minutes. So if any of the teacher would like to initiate and encourage the participants, even the whole school, to share by sharing their thoughts. Okay, I know you all are waiting for the results. I'm just facing one technical glitch from one of the judges because she is facing network error. I'm about to receive her judgment sheet, but I would like to ask you one question to all of you. If the judgment sheet is not received in time by another judge, because I require this judgment sheet for compilation, I'm unable to compile the results right now because I'm not receiving the second judgment sheet due to the network error. Will it be possible for all of us to remain online for one more day? Maybe by end of evening, I'll arrange one more Zoom meeting and we will declare the result there. So what is your opinion? Shall we wait or shall we arrange one more meeting online in evening and I'll declare the results there? Children, you open up, teachers also can open up.
No, I don't. I would like to wait.
Okay, if you would like to wait, because I'm just facing a technical error
Even I would like to wait.
judges end. Just hold on, just hold
I'll
on.
wait.
Okay, so by the time you are
So we would like to wait.
okay, by the time you are filling the feedback forms, I would like to get the feedback from the students also. Any of the student would like to say, how did you feel about this competition? How was your experience? You can raise your hand if you would like to speak.
May I have a, I want to ask a question.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
So first we had this conversation was meant to be a debate, but we are just having speeches. So in second round, would we have a debate, or it would be going this for the same way?
You want to say about rebuttal, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Basically, we want to encourage rebuttal because we mistake. What we can say, debate, we always see that one is expressing the opinion and the other person is cutting. Generally, that is what a traditional form of debate. But whatever was happening over here, that is also a debate, because debate deals with the brainstorming of the thoughts. So rather than just cutting someone's opinion, can we listen it very carefully and then make our opinion without cutting it? We can firmly express our opinion. That is the skill required for such type of debates, which we organize.
Now I get it.
Sachin,
I get it. Thank you.
Sachin, may I speak?
Yes,
I have
ma'am. Yes,
shared it. Just check if you all have received it, please.
Ma'am, you have shared it with email or something?
I have shared it from the Google account itself, shared on the Google account, editors. I've shared it on the account of Rashmi. If you have another account number, you can give me that, whoever has a Google account.
Ma'am, I'm texting you. I'll send my email ID to you. So please share on my email, my IDOs.
Sachin,
Yes, ma'am.
Sachin, I have done it directly on the drive, so I don't think I need to
Yeah,
share
I
it.
know.
It would be
I
live.
did it. I did
Same,
it
na?
there itself.
So it should not be sharing should not be required. You would directly get it, Sachin, on the drive.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. But the sheet which is actually right now in front of me, that is blank.
Blank.
So maybe
Okay.
it might have happened that अगर उन्होंने
All
copy
right.
बना लिया होगा या something for the reference type of thing. So I've sent you
ठीक है.
my email ID, ma'am.
I
In
have.
the
I'm
WhatsApp.
sending you my part of it.
By the time I'll contact Rashmi, ma'am. I'll ask her to share. I got it. I got it.
I have shared it with you.
I got it. I got it. I'm just opening it. I got your scores, ma'am. Give me 2 or 3 minutes. By that time, I'll compile the results and I'll come back with the results. By that time, students can express their views because I have already given one of the doubts why rebuttal is not there, because rebuttal makes us to fight and expression makes us to listen also. So that's why we were worried that rebuttal, it takes time, and then again we don't listen the opinions in haste to cut the opinions. So I believe my point was listened by Bansanga's student.
Sachin, did you receive the sheet? Can you check?
Yes, ma'am. I received it. I received it. I'm
Even
compiling
from
it
me,
within
right?
2 minutes. Yeah, within
Both
2
are
minutes, I'll
sheets.
be ready with the results. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
But by that time, any of the student would like to speak on the competition, their feedback, their suggestions, anything.
Sachin, I think I will speak to the students for a minute or so.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And unless some student wants to speak right now. Okay. So I liked one thing, which was said right now. When you are preparing for your debate, what is it that you passionately feel about is what you should be talking about. Research helps you understand the topic better. Okay. It gives your ideas clarity. When you do research, the data gives you an understanding. All right. You can always hold pointers when you're talking in a debate. You do not need to go absolutely rote or by memory. You should always have these little flashcards of yours where you have your pointers which you expand from your own thought. Yeah. When you quote someone, how do you align with the quote is something that you need to give. I think I would like to say here is that you guys picked up lots of great data. I had a lot of students here. I was listening to them, but they were quoting from data. And I think the topic was such that data would have supported you big time. And as Seema ma'am said, no, it's not about for and against, because life is all about a balance. So a debate teaches us to respect other people's view. It is not about the winner was right about what we spoke or the person who didn't win was wrong. It was about how eloquently, how beautifully he presented or she presented her point, which made everybody come to a consensus. Oh, that is making sense. That is what debate is all about. So that's the reason if you see even in our parliaments, we have debates. Debates is a platform for you to express your opinion. It need not always be accepted. So it teaches us tolerance. Okay. It teaches us to respect the other person's view or thought. All right. And that's the reason your body language, you talk, as you know, expressions are more communicative than words. That's the reason body language always surpasses verbal communication. So always keep this in mind, whether it is an elocution competition, whether it is a debate. And you know, in life, we are constantly debating, constantly amongst friends. You agree to something and you don't agree to something. You're debating, right? Yeah. Hassan or one of the students from Bantasan asked us about, the rebuttal. That's a very interesting thing to do, because at that moment, we love to see you, your children are so emotionally charged with what you want to say and what you want to express. Yeah. But sometimes, you need to understand also that it's not always about dishum. It's also about expressing. It's also about understanding. It's also about keeping it with you and then probably ruminating and coming to a consensus to yourself. I loved what Seemaman said, that, it's more about the balance. It's more about understanding life is made up of both. How am I going to come to and you are your own policeman. You are your own policeman. You cannot have your teachers, you cannot have the government, you cannot have your parents all the time monitoring you. We're humans, we will find ways out of it. Yeah. I remember when my daughter was growing up and there was this thing called the parental lock. I never did that, because I think your generation is very smart enough to crack that, right? So what we as elders and as parents can do is install the sense of judgment, the sense of right and the sense of wrong as per your understanding, not as per our understanding. We need to teach you the value of understanding. And I think this beautiful debate today is an exercise towards that. So yeah, Sachin?
Yeah, so true, Mumtaz, because I think this is where our children need to understand and decide for themselves, like, the decision making power, because today we are talking about leaders in making. So when we talk about leaders in making, we cannot just say that, we just ruthlessly say this is right and ruthlessly say this is wrong, or I am right and you are wrong, because you cannot be always it's a perspective and it's an environment that we are standing in, and then we are talking about a particular particular issue, and we need a solution for it, because everything has a solution, every problem has a solution. So as I say, and when I say I teach maths to the children, and I say the bigger the mathematical equation, the smaller is the end result. So, the bigger the equation, algebraic equation you have to solve, when you come down to it, it will be a number in a digit or a two. So this is where we talk about. So OTT platform and social media was a problem discussed today. So if it is a problem which is discussed today, we all need to have a consensus and come to a solution. So rebuttal doesn't come into the picture. Like, we also understand our colleagues who are speaking about that topic, which we may not have thought about those points. And today, when we listen to others, we think that, oh, this is also right. Or the other person may say, oh, that other colleague of mine also said those points, I never even considered it. So that is where we need to balance it, and that is where we need to learn decision making. So when we talk about leaders in making, decision making is one of the character, and through debates we can actually bring that out, polish it out for the children.
Absolutely.
Okay,
So beautifully said. Sachin, are you done with the scoring?
Yes. Thankfully, I'm done with the results,
so
and I know that all the students are excitedly waiting, and thanks for your patience and cooperation. And I beg your pardon for the technical error which had happened. But anyhow, to defeat all the odds is a characteristic of winners. And this is what we do in every moment. And here, I'm ready with both of the results. One is the individual and the other one is the combined effort by both the speakers from the same school. So students, are you ready? Show me your cross fingers. Show me your cross fingers, because this is a very new habit in the young generation. They always cross their fingers. Okay. So we are done with the results, and what we have done in the top 3 speakers category, we have given some consolation prizes. So there are 3 consolations considering the scores are same. The competition was altogether for 40 marks per judge. So it was of 80 marks. So with 64 marks for the consolation prize, second consolation prize, here stands a student from SM Shetty High School, Mumbai, Mohammad Hassan Khan, for the 5th rank, that is the consolation rank, with 64 marks. Come on, unmute yourself and give a huge round of applause for everybody. I would like to see even the applause on your screen. Zoom has given the feature to applaud the participants on your screen. Now there was a tie. You could see how the competition was very tough because there is just 1 mark difference for the next prize. So it was a tie. So we decided to give the consolation for both the students. LK Singhania Education Center, Gotan, Ms. Chahak Chichani has got the second consolation prize, that is first consolation rather, with 65 marks. Joining her is a student from the host school, Master Monish Rawat, with 65 marks. Now it's time to go for top 3. Who would be the top 3? I will just give you a clue. The prize has been backed by both states, 2 states. One is from Maharashtra and one is from Rajasthan. So on the 3rd rank, 3rd best speaker, we have a student from Mumbai, Christ Church School. She is Khadija Sham. Congratulations, Khadija. On the 2nd stand, I would say rather very proudly because she is from the host school, Ms. Priyanshi Mesri with 68 score. She is standing 2nd. And for the 1st rank, I would not declare this unless and until you show me your cross fingers. Come on. Are you not excited? Okay, very good, very good. Now crossing the fingers again has an excellent art. I've got a national figure who crosses the finger. Ritika Sajde, wife of Rohit Sharma. She will always, Okay. A student from Sand, land of the sand. Can you guess? There were multiple schools. Is it Bihani? Is it Mayo? Is it Rekha ma'am is also, you can see she is in stress. So I'll release this. Congratulations, Mayo Girls Schools, Arna Agarwal, for standing 1st in this competition. It was 73 compilation of her all total out of 80. Congratulations, Arna. And it was well said opinion. I have seen you winning there itself when I heard you listening.
Thank you, sir.
When I heard you speaking.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Now it's time for the schools. अब teachers को ज़्यादा tension में होना चाहिए, बच्चों को नहीं. Yeah. Even on the school ranks, we have got top 5 schools considering the scores were very close. So on the 5th rank, there is St. John International School with a joint effort of 121, standing 5th in this competition. Congratulations to St. John International School, Palghar. On the 4th rank, there is a school from Mumbai. There were multiple schools, but the rank is bagged by none other than, with the same score, 5th rank, SM Shetty High School, Mumbai, 121 points. Rank number 4 goes to once again to a school from Mumbai. Christ Church School, Mumbai, has got the 4th position in this competition with 124 points. Now it's top 3. Again, a school from Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat. Okay. Let me end this excitement for Rekha ma'am. Mayo College Girls School has stood third with 126 points in this competition. Congratulations. On the second rank, there were more two schools from Rajasthan. One was Bihani, other one was from LK Singhania. With 127 points, it is just difference of 1 point. Then the third rank, 127 points. LK Singhania Education Center Gotan has got the second prize in this competition. And with 133 points, once again, Viraj International School has got the first rank in this competition. But, listen, very carefully listen. Last 7 years, we are organizing debate competitions in Hindi. Last 2 years, we have started in English. But Virajians have a different style to end this competition. So we have already a tradition, a ritual, rather a custom, which we have started right in the first year of our competition. Anywhere in the best school category, if Viraj school receives any prize, considering we are the organizers, we get the topic early, we can prepare the students well. So we hand over our rank to the following school. So here is the new result. On the first rank, now as we have offered our rank to the following school, so on the first rank, it will be LK Singhania Education Center Gotan. On the second rank, it will be Mayo College Girls Schools Ajmer. On the third rank, it will be Christchurch School Mumbai. On the fourth rank, there will be two schools, SM Shetty School and St. John School. And on the fifth rank, there will be a new school. Now, it is none other than one of my very beloved colleagues' school, Pragya Bodhini High School, Mumbai. With 118 points. Now, on the fifth rank, it's Pragya Bodhini High School, Mumbai. Rekha ma'am, would you like to say anything? Congratulated students, and I would like to see your elated face and even elated
I'm very elated, and I was really very happy with the way Arna spoke, and I'm very thankful to the judges who have identified, the good qualities in her speech. I'm very happy for both of my students. Even Vanya spoke very well, and I think there is so much to carry back home and to reflect on her own debating skills from this competition. Thank you very much, Viraj International, for organizing this online debate for the AFS schools. We look forward to the next edition. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Before closing it, I would like to ask the students to fill the feedback form. I'll share the same feedback form even in the group, WhatsApp group. Let me tell you a story of debate competition. We started debate competition somewhere in 2016-17, 15-16 rather. It was inter-school district level competition in Hindi, which was happening physically. COVID challenges in 2020, and we made it a national competition in Hindi. Rekha ma'am, tomorrow we are taking our Hindi competition on international level. One student from France, one school from Uganda, one school from Japan, they are participating in this competition in Hindi. And that is the beauty of this developments in technology. So there was a problem. There was a problem of COVID, but it gave us a lot of answers. And I give you an assurance next year, as already DAV Una has participated in this competition, next year this competition will be surely at least a national competition for all the students. We will not retain it as AFS zonal competition. Very soon we will make it as a national competition organized by our school. So that more the merrier, more students would come together and more students would share their opinions. and they would listen to each other. But obviously rebuttal will not happen, because we have stopped rebuttal just with the note that let's listen each other. So this is where students were excited for the rebuttal, but rebuttal won't happen at anymore. Mumtaz ma'am, I'm greatly thankful for your cooperation. Seema ma'am, hats off to your time commitment, and really I was very happy to see you both. You people are so busy in your schedules, but I would see that throughout all the meeting you kept yourself busy listening these young budding learners, budding speakers, and you encouraged them. So my heart is filled with all the gratefulness and thankfulness for both of you. On behalf of our dear principal sir, Mr. Sukhjit Singh, and our management, I would like to extend a vote of thanks to all the principals, all the students, all the teachers, those who participated this event and made this grand. Without your participation, I have already told you this platform would merely remain a platform. But you made it an opportunity. You grabbed it and you spoke well. So thank you once again. Here I conclude by saying, let's meet once again in the same event, on the same platform, maybe on a different date, but we will meet surely. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sachin. All of you, thank you. Pleasure being here. I'm going to sign off, Sachin, with your permission.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
The
you so much.
certificates
All the
for
best,
the
Mr.
excellence, the certificate for the excellence will be delivered to the school addresses, even the individual as well as the school certificates. So please bear with us for next 15 days. Within next 15 days, we will finish and we will deliver the certificates, and we will keep you posted. Thank you.